Hofade, I'm Jonah Charfris. The American Cancer Society's Relay for Life of Guam is held every year. And although the COVID-19 pandemic has altered the way the relay and events look this year, the purpose and mission remain the same: to honor and remember our cancer survivors, warriors, caregivers, and those we've lost to the disease, and to raise funds for research, support, and education. In helping with this mission, I present to you just some of the teams that are part of the 2021 Relay for Life of Guam.
Relay for Life 2021 Team Profiles. Island Strong. Together, we beat cancer.
The Relay for Life movement is dedicated to helping communities attack cancer. Through funds donated, time given, or awareness raised, our island community is always ready, virtually or in person, to make a difference. When we rally together in the fight against cancer, we can accomplish anything. Though the COVID pandemic may have altered Relay for Life of Guam events this year, it has not deterred the efforts and spirit of those involved. Joe Rios is part of this year's Relay for Life leadership team and explains the meaning of the theme Island Strong, Together We Beat Cancer.
So Island Strong, coming out from a lockdown and experiencing the pandemic, and then just each one of us having to endure, whether we're, at home or being a part of, frontliners, we felt that we came out really strong. And we definitely have to think about the challenges for our survivors. So as a team, we were able to come up with that theme, and it's appropriate for 2021, because now with the challenges that we have as a leadership team, as a challenge in trying to get teams to participate in this year and have a hybrid type of relay.
The pandemic does pose some challenges for the teams, especially when it comes to fundraising, forcing them to think outside of the box and look for alternative forms of raising money.
It's a new concept to take advantage of the Relay for Life online apps in order to fundraise. We encourage the relayers to really participate in a form of fundraising where, maybe in your place of work, you can, have different type of games or, package type of big goods that you could actually sell, as opposed to the gathering type of fundraising event. So it's really having the teams as well as the leadership team really suggest and share different ideas to raise funds differently, as opposed to the big social gatherings that we're used to. So it's a challenge, and Relay for Life programs are available or have been available for the teams to take advantage of the different kinds that could be raised online.
Rios wants to remind the island community
Relay for Life is about spreading the mission, spreading the word of American Cancer Society. Yes, it's a fundraising event because it helps us get the mission, get the word out, and to really find a cure.
Relay for Life 2021 Team Profiles. Island Strong. Together, we beat cancer.
It was in 2000 when Team Guam Council of Women Clubs was created for Relay for Life of Guam. The GCWC consists of 14 groups: American Association of University Women, Chinese Ladies Association of Guam, Filipino Ladies Association of Guam, Guam Laddie Stones Lions Club, Guam Memorial Hospital Volunteers Association, Guam Women's Club, International Women's Club, Japan Club of Guam, Korean Women's Association of Guam, National Association of Women in Construction, the Regalu Foundation, Palau Women's Club of Guam, Seroptimus International of Guam, and Seroptimus International of the Marianas. Team Captain Anne-Marie PELOBELLO.
We have some that are battling cancer, warriors of cancer, lost those loved ones too as well, and they're also caregivers. So with that, just collaborating and coming together to help support the American Cancer Society and raise funds So majority of them they pretty much all came together, and I believe current president during that time was under Rosemary Cruz, who encouraged everybody to just participate, get involved to help fight against cancer.
Team co-captain Jessica Castro explains how Women United Against Cancer came to be.
The women that are in our clubs, a lot of them are the survivors of cancer, and so it was very near and dear to their hearts, and wanted to make sure that the Guam Council Women's Club was supportive of American Cancer Society and Relay for Life and the involvement for the past 21 years. And so that is how we adopted Women United Against Cancer, with the 14 clubs coming together as Women United Against Cancer.
With the COVID pandemic throwing a wrench into fundraising plans, Women United Against Cancer received 2 badges this year, the Gold Badge and the Shining Stars Badge. The team goal was to raise at least or exceed $2,500. So far, they've raised $5,277.
Our goal was $5,000 each year, but as of 2015, we would do $10,000 plus donations on top of that. So 2019, we did $10,000, actually $11,000 that year. And 2020, because of the pandemic, we actually did not have our brunch fundraiser that we normally have to raise the funds for the donation, but we still wanted to stay committed to and our involvement in the cause, and we still donated $5,000 in 2020 despite not having a fundraiser that year.
Even during this pandemic, we were all motivated to try our best to raise funds.
As for what this year's theme means to them,
so Island Strong, together we beat cancer. Basically what we're doing is not just for this year, but even from the previous year and in oncoming years. Island Strong, we come together. It doesn't matter your nationality, doesn't matter if you're in a club or not. You bring the families, you bring the friends, you come together and you help support, motivate, in other words. When it comes to fighting cancer or even raising funds for cancer, cancer doesn't sleep.
Relay for Life 2021 Team Profiles. Island Strong. Together, we beat cancer.
Rose Clark is a breast cancer survivor, and May BLAS is a 2-time breast cancer survivor. Both are members of Team Feds.
In 2003, May was diagnosed with breast cancer, so the following year we decided to join Relay for Life. So here we are, we're celebrating 18 years this year.
Team Feds was created in 2004. Clark is currently team captain, and BLAS has previously served as captain.
We started out with a small group, now we're kind of expanding.
And before it was called Team Feds because it was mostly federal employees and our law enforcement counterparts on the local side.
The team now includes family and friends who want to fight for the cause. Clark says for the past several years, the team's fundraising goal has been $10,000.
For the last several years, we've really met that, and sometimes we exceed the 10,000. But since COVID has changed how we fundraise, so it's really hard.
Like many of the teams this year, they have had to come up with creative and safe ways to fundraise. And despite such a challenge, Team Feds continues to move forward, keeping in mind this year's theme, Island Strong, Together We Beat Cancer.
Our island should get together, be strong, and still continue to fight for our to raise funds for our cancer survivors. We need to encourage each other to have, or especially our women friends and family, to get their mammograms done. Because for me, that's where I was able to get my breast cancer detected. It was through my mammograms, both times that I had breast cancer. And because of the early detection, I was able to survive the first one 18 years, and this one I've already survived 2 years.
Clark ends with a message to the community.
I also would like to encourage people to donate to American Cancer Society. American Cancer Society does save lives. So they do the donations that we make help people, you know, the ones that have been affected on island. And, you know, it's it's something like for me personally, because I am now a caregiver for my husband. So research is really important.
Relay for Life 2021 Team Profiles. Island Strong. Together, we beat cancer.
The St. John's Night Runners is a Relay for Life of Guam team comprised of students from the Service and Interact clubs from the Tumon School. Team advisor Ellen Petra says that this particular team was established back in 2007. She says that throughout the years with fundraising and taking part of the actual relay prior to COVID, she also reminded the students of the overall mission to aid in American Cancer Society's efforts to educate and continue research. For Petra, it's a cause that is near and dear to her heart, her mother passing from cancer 20 years ago.
My father passed away last year in November, and the kids knew that, you know, he passed away, and they also knew that he had kidney cancer. And so knowing that, you know, I've been advocating with, you know, the American Cancer Society and raising funds to, you know, find a cure, the kids donated money to the American Cancer Society in his name.
And like many teams, it has been a challenge to raise funds, especially during the pandemic. Most of the monies collected this year has been donations from the students. But Petra reminds them,
it's a real thing. I always tell them, you know, we're raising money for people to not have cancer anymore. We're raising money to find a cure. It's not just, you know, raising money to raise money, but really to ensure that people don't have to suffer and that people don't have to die, right? Because everyone here is touched by cancer in some way, right? Whether it be your kindergarten teacher or your mother, or your father, or your grandparents, or a sister, right? It's a real thing. And so they enjoy relay, but at the same time, I try to remind them we're here because we want to fight cancer. We want to beat cancer.
And for Petra, she firmly believes in this year's theme, Island Strong, Together We Beat Cancer.
It's so true that it's together that we'll be able to beat cancer, right? It's not one individual person, but it's a community effort to beat the disease, right? It's not going to take one big donation from one company, but all of our money put together and all of our effort. As an island, we do have to stand strong against cancer because there's so much of it here on Guam. And it is prevalent across age groups, across ethnicities. And so, you know, what helps one will help all. And so I think it's a good theme to have because, you know, standing together gives us a better chance of beating cancer.
Relay for Life 2021 Team Profiles. Island Strong. Together, we beat cancer.
It was in June of 2016 when the ExxonMobil Recreation Club of Guam was formed for Relay for Life. Team member Catherine Leon Guerrero says currently the team is comprised of about 38 members.
It really started off with our community outreach chairperson, Annalisa Mercado, and with the help of our 2021 Relay for Life team captain, Marie Marasigan. They had worked extremely hard to get the employees or the members to open their hearts and to support this good cause. So we were all challenged with working remotely. A lot of us work from home, so they would send emails out to the members, encouraging them, and also using the tool of instant messaging constantly to remind them to be proactive and to support the American Cancer Society through the Relay for Life.
Leon Guerrero says although a lot of focus and attention has been on COVID-19 and how it's impacted our lives daily, we cannot lose sight of how cancer affects the community. This year's theme, Island Strong, Together We Beat Cancer, is so true.
we've always known that the island is resilient, and through God's grace, the community continues to come together whenever there is a need out in the community. The island pulls together. So the island being strong in their commitment to pull together as a whole and is compassionate to those dealing with the challenges that cancer brings, whether it be the loss of a loved one or just having to deal with cancer on a daily basis.
As for the message she has for the island,
Help and support the American Cancer Society in every way possible. And to help those and share our blessings with those that are having to journey through the challenging times of fighting cancer.
Relay for Life 2021 Team Profiles. Island Strong. Together, we beat cancer.
along with being one of the amazing sponsors of the 2021 Relay for Life of Guam, Docomo Pacific also has a team ready to assist in raising funds for the American Cancer Society. Jared Roberto is this year's team captain, and D. Perez Damian is a team member.
We really wanted to find different ways on how teams can come together, especially with the pandemic going on. In recent years, we were strong supporters. Each department had their own fundraising opportunities and gathering events, and then we all come together on the GW field. But when the pandemic hit in 2020, that kind of ended, and we moved to a virtual way to donate through our Text to Donate campaign, where Docomo customers could text to a certain number and donate that way.
We were really lucky because there's always an outpouring of support, especially from like our call center, our finance teams, just, you know, the larger teams within our organization. And they normally put a lot of effort and spirit around it, but it's normally in the physical way, you know? And so moving to virtual right now, majority of Docomo Pacific is still working remotely. So like what Jared said, we are very cautious about gathering in any significant numbers.
Team DPAC signed up in July of this year, motivated and committed to helping out with the Relay for Life, starting with the Survivor Drive and Wave event.
We had different shifts. So we stayed with, you know, the recommended number of people, so 6 people per shift, but you were actually able to schedule a lot of shifts because people wanted to come out and participate. So yeah, official team is 10, but we do have a lot of volunteers.
And despite the COVID pandemic, this year's Relay for Life theme, Island Strong, Together We Beat Cancer, rings truer than ever. Team member Isaac Novilla.
Every story is unique. Every lesson that comes from each story is unique. And I think that it could be imparted into the community in so many different ways. But when we look at the bigger picture, all these differences, I think there's an opportunity for us to take the differences that are present within each person and try to find the commonalities within each one of us. I think that's what makes us Island Strong. I think that's what's the theme is really emphasized by this kind of nature, this kind of mindset, and especially the effort put in trying to connect, and not just connect at the forefront, but just to keep the connection going between all of these different stories. I mean, if you look at our island story of perseverance, you know, community, respect, inafamalik, there's a whole list of things that make us Island Strong. But I think what can help us push through of the hardest times when we think of, I think as a brand with Docomo Pacific, we always strive to live up to our Better Together promise. Especially with Better Together, no one has to do anything alone, especially cancer patients and survivors. They don't have to go through it alone. And I saw this was actually one of my first Relay for Life events. And I saw this sense of communal spirit within the survivors and within the volunteers.
Damian says over the summer, they launched a campaign geared toward the Olympics called Rise Together, but it resonates even more so now.
No matter what we're going through, we have to continue to find ways to rise together.
Relay for Life 2021 Team Profiles. Island Strong. Together, we beat cancer. Relay for Life 2021 Team Profiles. Island Strong. Together, we beat cancer.
Louise Borja, along with several other family members, make up Team Gloria, which is formed to honor her mother. She says that her mom was the whole purpose in forming the team for this year's American Cancer Society's Relay for Life of Guam.
I have taken her on several events for American Cancer Society to celebrate her I guess her recovery from her cancer diagnosis. And as her caregiver, I just felt like it's an opportunity for us to continue that celebration every year.
And having celebrated 7 years of her being cancer-free, Louise felt the time was right to form Team Gloria.
We've been getting a lot of support from the family to help benefit the American Cancer Society because they know how they have helped my mom. And so this is our first year as Team Gloria.
And with this year's theme being Island Strong, Together We Beat Cancer, she felt it was so important for the community to come together for such a cause.
Cancer really is now coming closer to home with most people. I don't think there's any one person on this island that doesn't know someone who has cancer or has had cancer or has passed from cancer. So I think it's so important now that we start bringing the community together. And for me, in our family, my mom is like our matriarch, at least in our immediate circle, that the people have really come together to support her. So in as far as the Together We Can Beat Cancer, that's so important for us to like keep reaching out to people and saying, yes, together we can beat cancer.
Relay for Life 2021 Team Profiles. Island Strong. Together, we beat cancer.
Thank you so much for watching. Now, if you would like to donate to any of these teams or to find out more information, you can go to www.relayforlife.org/GuamGU. Adios.